What's up guys, Hardcore Hector here, and I just had a vlog about this new video game. Well, it's an upcoming video game. It's going to release sometime next year in 2015, and it's getting a bunch of hatred around the internet and a lot of different communities. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the video game called Hatred. They released a little trailer about a minute and a half long about 3 days ago on October 15th. And it basically just shows this dude, long black hair, and a big old trench coat and stuff. And he's loading up this, it looks like an AK-47. It could be some other Kalashnikov type gun. And he's like, oh, I just hate everybody, and I hate everything, and I always wanted to die in a violent death. So I'm going to go and start a genocide or something. And I'm like, what the hell? And so this dude just, goes outside his front door and starts shooting all these people. And it shows him, stabbing innocent people, and they're like screaming and squirming around, and then there's cops, and he goes shoots up a cop station and a library, or what looks like a library. And well, it is pretty graphic and kind of gory, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. And a lot of other people that have checked it out have been like, what the hell is this thing, And obviously this is gonna blow up, and it's going to be all over the news. I bet you like $1 billion it's going to be like on every single news station, and people are like, oh my god, violence in video games, it's going to cause mass murders and all that stuff, even though we've had mass murders for like forever, and people have been violent for forever. And yeah, I just want to touch on that subject real quick. I really don't believe video games cause people to do violent things. I believe video games can stir up emotions. It can make you happy and sad and even angry and all that stuff. You might even fight somebody that you're playing against because they like cheated, or you just got pissed off and you're an asshole and so you fought them. But you're not going to go out on a shooting rampage and kill people. If you do that, something's already wrong in your head. You probably were going to do that before you started playing games. And maybe you shouldn't have been playing games in the first place. We need people watching these people with these issues, and to keep them away from certain trigger objects. But still, I don't even really think that the games would have really triggered that from them. I still think it's just a whole mixture of what's all up in the brain. I'm not a brain scientist or psychologist, and I don't study the brain. I'm not a biologist either. So I know there's a lot of crazy things that go on there. There's a lot of different issues, mental issues. And you can't just be like, yeah, video games did it, movies did it, and stuff like that. And a lot of people in the gaming, communities, not the industry, the gamers, we're not really supporting this game. If you go to the video, I'll link, I don't know, somewhere up in the video. If you go to the video, you'll see that there's a huge dislike to like ratio. Well, it's not that huge, it's about 60 to 40% at this time. But that is still pretty big compared to all these other video games out there. Because there's a lot of games out there that people just hate, but it still has a lot of likes. And I'm kind of worried. Well, I'm not really worried. I'm almost positive that all these media outlets and stuff are going to say this is gamers' fault and we should ban this and all this BS. That's just ridiculous, and I know it's going to be coming. I personally believe you can say anything you want about anything that you buy. I'm doing it right here, and I haven't even bought it. You can badmouth things that you see, you can praise it, and especially things that you purchased, as I just said. But you can't tell people what they can and can't create. You can't tell people you can't draw that picture, you can't write that book. You shouldn't say you can't create that video game. They have the right to create it, but we have the right to badmouth it and say, hey, I'm not going to play it. But of course it's best to have at least tried it out before you slander it too much, you know what I'm saying? But of course we don't have much information. We just have this small trailer to go off of with this little quick monologue, and then this dude going on a rampage. It doesn't seem like there's a reason that he's going on a rampage like most video games. Usually, there's a lot of killing in a lot of video games, but it doesn't show, usually, doesn't show people's heads popping off and blood squirting, and then doing it in a super aggressive, violent manner. And almost never do they just do it to innocent people for no reason? Sure, it's happened like on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in that No Russian level, and I think in that Postal video game, I remember hearing about it, but I never played it. But there doesn't seem to be a reason why he's doing it. But, you know, more information could release as time goes on. And, that, as I said, I just believe you can write anything you want. You can, you know, create anything you want. This is a person expressing their creativity, or multiple people in a development, you know, capacity. And even when it's not violence, like a lot of feminists has said, we don't want, you know, sexuality, overly sexualized females in video games. We don't want females to be the victims or the helpless people saying, hey, help me, big strong man. And then we have religious fundamentalists saying, we don't want our religion in your video game and stuff like that. But, you know, I think you should be able to add anything you want to the game. But that, of course, does not mean that you're immune from all criticism. But I still don't think you should ban it. But, you know, I guess that's a whole government issue type thing. And I don't really have a say on that. And, of course, I think that once, you know, this does blow up, and I'm positive it is going to blow up, that all this negative press is just going to drive sales up. More people are going to know about it, because a lot of people don't really know about it that much. I've only seen like a few small gaming websites actually talk about it. And once everybody starts talking about it, it's going to spread, and everybody's probably going to buy it, and the sales are going to go up, and there's probably going to be a hatred too, even if the first hatred wasn't that great of a game. And so negative press usually is counterproductive, but I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I don't know a method to really stop people from buying a game if you want to badmouth it. I guess just say that the game is kind of boring, and then maybe people won't buy it. But that's also another thing. If people don't buy a game, the gaming industry is really, really like sensitive. Not emotionally sensitive, like financially sensitive. If a game doesn't do well, a publisher might just say, hey, developer, you're out of here. We're not going to deal with you anymore. Or they're going to fire a ton of people in that development studio. And you'll probably never see another game similar to what they created or in the same franchise. So really, if you just don't buy the game, the company might not even exist anymore. Or they won't create the same type of game. So that's pretty much all I got to say. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. And subscribe because, you know, if you want to see more stuff like this, I do a lot of vlogs about gaming and tech-related type stuff. And I'm going to be putting up some more gameplay soon. So you'll have that to look forward to.